The Student Leadership Incubator is a collaboration between the Leadership Institute, Career Services, and Student Activities. What we've done is come together to create a platform for club leaders where they can work on developing their leadership skills in the context of the clubs that they're associated with. The thing that I find amazing about this incubator experience is how, in such a short amount of time, with a little bit of support and a context in which for them to lead, that students can make phenomenal strides, both in terms of their personal leadership practice, but also the impact of what clubs can produce, and more importantly, what they can do for the LBS community.
Having been through this year and knowing what it feels like, and all the learnings I've pulled out, I think will really give me the confidence to be a better leader later on. I think for me, the biggest adjustment was the size of the team. So in my previous experience before LBS, I had managed people, but only in small teams. And the Student Association is a very big team. So for me, it was taking a slightly less personal approach because I couldn't maintain personal connections with all 35 people on the team, and kind of, taking a step back and thinking, how can I connect with this team as more of a group? And so for me, that was sort of presenting myself in a different manner at our meetings and still making sure people knew I was accessible and open to them, but, on sort of a bigger scale, and sort of changing the way that I interacted to be more of a group persona than one-on-one. There were a few excellent things about being part of the Leadership Incubator that really helped me overcome some of the challenges. I think the two main things for me were the professional career coaching that I got through the incubator. So being able to talk through these challenges and whatever was on my plate with professional career coaches who have seen this, dozens of times with executives at companies, and they know the answers, or they at least know how, the right way to approach some of these problems. So that was invaluable. And then secondly, in the incubator, we formed peer groups of 4 student leaders in each group. And that was another opportunity to talk through some of the challenges I was facing with other student leaders who, turns out, were going through the exact same challenges.
One of the biggest challenges that we faced as well was managing a team of 35 people from 17 nationalities, coming all across the continent in Africa. And how do you make people deliver? How do you make people feel empowered when you have such a diverse team? So for us, one of the key challenges was making sure that we listen to all of our team members, make sure that they feel empowered, but making sure that things will move forward and will move as fast as possible. One of the most impactful advice that I received from my coach, and that I will definitely take in my future career: help, coach, create a trustworthy environment where people feel empowered and do the job by themselves. Make sure that you facilitate the way that she or he will solve the problem, but don't take the responsibility for everything. Last May, we built the largest Africa Business Summit in the past 15 years. We received over 550 people and over 40 speakers, some of them being the most powerful, influential business leaders and practitioners in Africa.
One of the things that, if I could go back in time and start fresh with what I know now and what I pass on, is to use your team. You get a fantastic co-president and use each other, divide and conquer. We were able, I think, to grow the healthcare club by about 1,000 people last year. All because of the hard work and dedication of this team of people around us. I'm so happy that I was chosen to represent this incubator, because it was really valuable in terms of my leadership journey. The first actually had to do with managing volunteers and how to motivate people who aren't being paid to do this work. And we had the opportunity to sit down with a career coach who sat down and we laid out, our problems. Here are my major 3 things that I want to work on. and she sat down for 1 hour. It was as if magic happened. And it wasn't just me. Many people have said this. It was so valuable.
Being part of the Leadership Incubator, I was surrounded with other club leaders who perhaps have similar experience. So to me, that was very important to know that I was not the only one on this boat. There are really two key things that I took away from the Leadership Incubator program. The first being, oftentimes being a leader means you have to have your own leadership skills, but that also means you can take away a lot of the positive side of other leaders. So being surrounded by a lot of club leaders who perhaps come from very different backgrounds will really show you the path of being a very successful leader. The second point is being able to take the time to reflect on what you have done as a leader and what you plan to do going into the future. So I think having that leadership program throughout the year will really help you to take the time to slow down and step back and really think what you want to achieve as a club leader